This episode of Android Authority is brought to you by Netflix. To get a free 30-day trial membership, go to netflix.com/android and sign up now. Hey everybody, I'm Chris Wook. You ask, we answer. It's Android Authority Q&A for July 3rd, 2013. Den asks, Chris, what do you think about the Acer Liquid E2 and what is the best phone in that price range? Well, I haven't tried it myself, but looking at the specs, it has an MTK 6589 chipset, quad-core Cortex A7 CPU, gig of RAM, 2000 mAh battery. None of that's too bad. Now, it doesn't have an HD display, but 960 by 540 isn't bad, especially for a phone around $300. My own personal pick in that price range would be the Google Nexus 4. It either matches or exceeds the E2 in pretty much every category, but it's not without its downsides like the lack of LTE. Dolev says, I'm moving from an iPhone and wanted to ask about Chinese smartphones. I'm looking for something nicely spec'd, an MTK 6589T or Snapdragon 600 chip, 2 gigs of RAM, full HD in the price range of around $250 to $300. What are your thoughts? Well, if you're looking for a Snapdragon 600, it's a little harder to find a pick in your price range, but with the other chipset, you've got a lot of options. Now, the Huawei Ascend D2 meets all your criteria, but it's out of your price range a little bit. Still, if you can stretch the extra cash, I'd recommend one. Otherwise, what you're going to have to do is just go start poring over reviews and pay attention to the specs you want and pay attention to the price range. Really, that's the best advice I can give you right now. Anthony asks, when will the new firmware update for the Galaxy S4 come out in the US, the one that allows us to move apps to an SD card? Well, that's a tough one. I couldn't find any official announcement of when the update would be rolling out in the US, even though it started rolling out elsewhere last month. Now, it's possible that there won't be an announcement and it'll just start showing up on phones. Keep your eyes out for that, but we'll probably see an announcement first. We don't know yet, but stay tuned and hopefully we'll let you know once we know. Britvik asks, will the Samsung Galaxy Note 3 really be even bigger than the Note 2? Well, there are a lot of rumors flying around about the Galaxy Note 3, and since nothing's really nailed down yet, it's hard to tell what's true and what's isn't. But a recent rumor did suggest that the display would indeed be bigger than the Note 2. Specifically, it said that the display would be 5.7 inches compared to the Note 2's 5.5-inch display. It's not much bigger, but it's enough that it could count. Again, we don't know what's going to happen at this point, but I have a very good feeling that Samsung would like to keep the device size about the same size as the Note 2 while increasing the display size, kind of like they did with the S4. That would definitely be a win-win situation for fans, and I'm sure that's something Samsung would like to make happen if they can. John asks, when is the release date for the Sony Xperia Z in Canada? Well, it seems like Sony's been teasing Canadians about the possibility of an Xperia Z through a Canadian carrier since back in January. While the company hasn't officially ruled it out, they also won't say when or if it's going to happen at all either. About the closest we got was a few months ago when it looked like the Xperia Z was finally coming to Canada, but it turned out they were talking about the Xperia Tablet Z, not the phone. That said, there is still a chance, so there might be hope. Don't give up just yet. Zanny says, my Galaxy S3 charges really slowly now, taking about 12 hours or more to charge from 20% to 100%. How can I fix this? Now, there's a possibility that it could be your battery starting to malfunction, but you didn't mention any other symptoms, so I don't think that's the case. Not to mention, there's a fairly common issue with the Galaxy S3, where the cable that ships with the device is a little faulty. Basically, what happens is after a while, it'll start to break a little bit inside, but not so much that it doesn't charge. Over time, it'll start to intermittently disconnect as the phone is charging, but not so much that you even notice anything. What happens here is the Galaxy S3's software pays attention to this and slows down the rate of charge, leaving you with a phone that takes about 12 hours to charge. So what you want to do first is replace your cable if you can. If that doesn't help, try replacing the charger. If that still doesn't help, you might have a problem with your battery, but I doubt you're going to have to go that far. And that about wraps it up for this week, folks. Now, we have a written companion to this video at androidauthority.com. You can find the link in the description. Now, remember, this show is powered by your questions, so keep them coming. You can find the link to ask your own questions in the description as well. Now, while you're at it, make sure to check out our other weekly show, Android Authority Weekly, which airs every Sunday. I'm Chris Wook, and as always, thank you for watching.